Hello everybody, this is Facebook Live, Orange Naranja, once again, Facebook Live, 26 out of 30, so I have 4 left, and today I thought about, I'll try something different. Right now I'm at the park, no surprise, and let me give you a little view. Right here we have the baseball courts, and then right here we have a track with some people playing football or soccer, however you might know it. And over there they have stadium, like stadium seating, things like that. Right behind they have the train. And they got some designs over here from the kids. Gotta love the kids. Yeah. Some tic-tac-toe going on. So today I thought I'd try something different. I thought I'd do my Facebook Live while I do a light jog. Let me see if it works, if it doesn't shake too much. Yesterday I did my live and I kind of cut myself off a lot. But let's see. Let me wait a little while, see if a couple of people jump on. But today's going to be interesting, I think, for those on the spiritual path. Well, everybody mostly, I think 99% of my friends on my Facebook page are on the spiritual path. And we're going to talk about addiction and addictions, because there's a common misconception about it. And if we are to heal, if we're in the healing process, we must understand what addiction is. And it's not that it's just for drug addicts or people addicted to drugs. So let's start off by saying, defining what addiction is, what an addict is, and what addiction is. I did a quick Google search. So addiction is someone who's addicted to a particular substance, a thing, or activity. So most people think of addiction, they immediately think drugs. Oh, that person's an addict, he's a drug addict. That's the first thing they think. But that's not true. People are addicted to all sorts of stuff. People are addicted to the computer, the internet. People are addicted to sex. People are addicted to love. They're addicted to bad relationships. They're addicted to a lot of stuff. So let's talk about what, we spoke about what addiction is. Let's talk about what an addict is. So an addict is somebody that is physically, emotionally, and mentally dependent on a particular substance, thing, or activity. And if that person, to the point of obsession, then of course it becomes an unhealthy obsession. And if that person stops doing what they're addicted to, then it can possibly incur some negative side effects. So it's not with just drugs, folks. It's with a lot of other things. This goes into a Facebook group that I'm in. So let me start my light jog. A Facebook group that I'm in, where somebody made a comment and she asked if all the people in this is a spirituality group. So she asked if all the people in the group were recovering drug addicts. And to which my reply was, since we are on the spiritual path, everybody here in this group is a recovering drug addict. So you have to understand that we, in the process of enlightening, and in the process of taking the spiritual path, we must go inside ourselves and we must analyze ourselves and our fears and all those things holding us back. And one of those things is our addictions. So what are we addicted to? What unhealthy obsession do we have? And we name them so we can go through the process of healing. This is very important. So I'm always talking about healing, and this is like one of the dark sides of healing that people don't often talk about. So we need to analyze, we need to explore what are these addictions that we have. I mean, addiction could be anything. Before A while ago, I was addicted to doing exercise. Now, who would think something as good as doing exercise can be unhealthy? But let me tell you that everything has to be done to the point of moderation. Everything in moderation, because if you do it past that point and it becomes an unhealthy obsession, then they are, or they might be, well, eventually there's gonna be negative consequences. So let me let this plane pass. Let me see if I fix the angle view. Yeah, so it's a beautiful day here in New York. A beautiful day for a run, for a jog. So let me tell you how exercise can become addictive. Just about any good thing can become addictive. So I was doing exercise to the point that it was becoming unhealthy. I was getting hurt because I was pushing myself too much. I wasn't letting myself rest, recover. I was just always thinking about it. And let me speak something about exercise. Not so much exercise, but addiction. Addiction is a coping mechanism. Addiction is a coping mechanism that people use to cover up some type of trauma, maybe some type of well, let me go back a little bit and say this is our first time for me, so running and doing the last, so I gotta gather my thoughts. But addiction is a coping mechanism that people use to cover up past traumas, and that's why it becomes addicting, because they use it to not face whatever past trauma they have experienced. So in the spiritual path, in the spiritual process, we need to analyze this, and we need to, I spoke a little while back about it's hard to let go of a bad habit. So if you see yourself have a bad habit, replace it with a good habit, because that's why a lot of people that are addicted to things, and we all generally, when you look at human beings from person to person, everybody's addicted to something, and the key is awareness. So the more aware, the more mindful, the more awareness you have of things, the better you'll be able to cope with it, and the better you'll be able to fix it, and the better you'll be able to heal. The faster and more and better you'll be able to heal. So what else do I have to say about addiction? Yeah, it's a everyday thing, and people usually don't talk about this. People want to hide this, sweep it under the rug like it doesn't happen, and then they want to shame it like it's inhuman to be obsessive, to be addicted to something. But in actuality, if you don't know yourself, if you're not aware, if you're not educated, if you don't have knowledge, how else would you fix this? I mean, it's a lot of these addictions come from human conditioning throughout the years. So this is something to be mindful when you meditate, when you go deep inside and look at yourself and see what kind of things you can heal. These are something to look for. Any type of addictions, any type of unhealthy obsessions. I just wrote a post that says that not everything was made for everybody, and that you have to analyze and see what works for you, and then once you find what works for you, you stick with it. So just because Joe and Jane do certain things and it works for them doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. And people will go for years doing certain things that you would say, well, others fall victim to an addiction because of this, but they're able to manage, they're able to control it. Like, let's say drinking alcohol, for instance. That's not made for everybody. Not everybody can manage drinking alcohol. Some people, me, I had I had a tough time managing, especially in my younger years, because I didn't understand the responsibility of drinking alcohol. So once I realized that it was becoming an unhealthy obsession because it was taking a toll on my health, on my mental state, I left it. I took how you call it? I fasted from alcohol. So I took a break from it. So after a year, and this is something that should be incorporated in the process if you're trying to lose any type of addiction. Take a break from it. Replace it with something else, with something healthy. Replace it with helping people, something that gives you an inner satisfaction. Because that's the thing. A lot of the times about these addictions is that people use it as a coping mechanism because they want to feel good at the moment, and they don't want to face their inner demons or whatever trauma is causing them pain, or it's causing them some type of suffering. So after a while, I realized when I took a break from it that, I was able to manage it if I didn't put myself in certain situations. So certain situations meaning that for those friends or so-called friends, quote and unquote so-called friends that were drinking too much, that had their own addictions, that weren't helping, that weren't on the same wavelength as I had to cut them loose because they were contributing to whatever type of addictions that I had. So I started cleaning up my life. I started cleaning up my inner circle. I started cleaning up a lot of things. And then I realized that when I started cleaning up my inner circle, I started cleaning up a lot of things in my life. I started feeling better and things of that nature. Now, I do drink alcohol once in a while. It's mainly beer, so I cut out the hard liquor, and this is how I made it work for me. And I only do it like once a week, once or twice a week on special occasions after a long, hard week of working. So I use it as a reward instead of something I used it because I was misusing alcohol before. I used to use it as something to cope with other things, but now I use it as a reward for my hard work. So now it works differently. You see how it works? How you can take something that was initially not so great and you learn how to manage it, and then you use it as a reward system to reward yourself for hard work. You see how it works? In this way, it works in your favor and you don't overuse it. But of course, you have to go through the process of showing yourself and not showing everybody, showing yourself that you can do it. So take a break from it. Even if it's a week, even if it's 2 months, even if it's a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, take a break from it. If you want to experiment, if it's not something that is going to affect your health, if you want to experiment and see if you can do it, if you can balance it and not fall off the wagon, then you can go ahead and try again. Now, if you believe that, and this happened to me with a lot of other things that I was trying to cope with and that I was trying to fix, if you believe that if you try it again, you're going to fall off the wagon 10 out of 10 times, then just stop. Just stop. That thing is not for you. So there's certain things in my life that I had to stop completely because it wasn't for me. Every time that I took a break and went back to it, it was really difficult to control it. So if you find yourself in that situation, just let it go. Let it go. So I'm gonna continue with my run. This is a first and it was fun. I'm already sweating, you can see. It's nice here in NYC. And yeah, this is Orange Naranja reporting to you live from Earth. Yeah, peace, love, and many blessings. Love, light. Thank you. Have a blessed day and enjoy yourself. Stay safe.